Hello and welcome back to another video of Brotato. Today we're going to be playing the Speedy and we are going to be continuing the Mastering Brotato series in Abyssal Terrace. You can see here we have 30% speed to start and we also get plus 1 melee damage for every 2% speed we have. So we start out with plus 15 melee damage. Also, we're not really allowed to stand still or we will end up taking almost double damage from attacks because we have 103 armor to start while we are standing still. So what weapon would we like to go? A lot of these can work, of course, especially the Jousting Lance, which is kind of specifically made for the Speedy, in my opinion. But personally, I think we will be better off using the Shuriken. Because especially if you're a beginner and you struggle with the Speedy, you want to be moving as much as possible, I'd say. And it's very difficult to do that when you have to kind of aim where your lance is targeting. On the other hand, with the shuriken, you just have this auto aim bounce which immediately fires off and hits another enemy, has incredible damage, and the main issue with it is that it's difficult to stack up melee damage for. But when you start with plus 15 melee damage, then that's not too much of an issue, right? Also, we did go ahead and take that... Oh, sharp bullet. We don't want that though, actually. We did go ahead and take some luck because it will make this a little bit easier. Also, we're only rolling for shurikens. We only found two, so we're just going to go ahead and continue. We do have a very increased chance to find precise weapons. Since we have a precise weapon equipped, we have basically, it's kind of like lowers down over time by 15%, but in the first shop you have a 30% chance to see other precise weapons and a 20% chance to see shurikens. Plus, you always see two weapons. So, that means every time you roll, there's a very high chance you see some shurikens. We can go ahead and reroll this. One more reroll. I'll take luck again. And hopefully we can get some more shurikens this time around. Nice. Okay, much better this time. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. An injection for damage percent. Damage percent is really valuable, and we don't necessarily need max HP right now. We can take some max HP from stats, or from some useful items later on to make us safer. Yeah, the Speedy. This character is pretty interesting. I don't personally like him because I just dislike that his passive feels a little bit lackluster. Because speed in this game is not something that you want to stack infinitely. I'd say even 100% speed is already pretty obnoxious to play with, in my personal opinion. So being kind of forced to stack speed is a bit of a struggle, especially I think for a beginner. So we're going to take a lot of damage percent and 8 attack speed. Those are really important for us. Another shuriken, thank you. Max HP and melee damage. We are going to want to take that. We do lose some of a useful stats. Life steal is also good, but max HP is going to be pretty important to keeping us safe. So we're going to go ahead and pick it up. You can see we're hitting for 10, which also bounces when we crit. And if we crit, it deals 15 instead. So basically every shuriken has a chance to deal 15 two times. We upgrade them, that'll get increased. The scaling will increase, the bounces will increase. Everything gets better as you upgrade these weapons. And also, once we get more crit chance, the bounce effect will become even more consistent. So crit chance is definitely a priority stat, even though obviously crit chance scales better the more base damage you have, or damage percent attack speed up, and you want kind of equal amounts. But in our case, crit chance is very important for the bounces. So we want to make sure we're picking up enough of it. Shuriken, we're going to go ahead and lock that. And now we are sitting at 20% crit chance. It's not terrible, but we obviously want to have 100% on the shurikens. As of now, you see these tier 1s have 55%, very good, and the tier 2 has a 58% chance. So upgrading them does give you some crit chance, which means you don't actually need to get 100%, but we still need at least, or pretty much the amount we want to go for is 55%. If we have 55% crit, then we will always do crits with our shurikens. So it's nothing, like, what's the word? It's not too demanding, put it that way, right? You don't need to get an insane amount of crit, actually. You only need 55% and upgraded shurikens, and you're good. That's it. So you don't have to worry too much about getting, like, insane amounts of crit. You will just get it throughout the run if you pick it up when you see it. Speed. Speed is melee damage, I guess, so we can take some of it. It's definitely good. Yeah, speed is absolutely not bad just because... Oh, Ugly Tooth is quite nice. We do lose 3% speed, but we can slow enemies, which is great for us. Attack speed is great as well. Okay. Yeah, Shuriken, a very nice weapon. It's pretty interesting because it acts as a ranged weapon, the range scaling on it is actually ranged. Okay, that said it sounded stupid, but what I'm saying is because the range stat in this game, it only applies half effective. It's 50% effective on melee weapons. The shuriken scales with melee damage. However, the ranged part of the weapon scales like a ranged weapon. It's very weird. It's basically a ranged weapon that scales with melee damage, which means you can benefit very easily from using it on a character with a lot of melee damage. Because the issue is that it has pretty low percentage scaling because of the bounces, obviously. The bounces make it very strong. So it has to have some sort of drawback. Gentle Alien is great. Max HP is great. We do not need range damage. Ooh, armor or crit chance? Armor is actually good. We're going to take it. And yes, I know we have negative while standing still. But when we're not standing still, now we have 0 armor. So we're not -3 at this point. That is much better. The baby gecko is not bad. More speed equals more melee damage. Shuriken. Yeah, so the shuriken acts like a ranged weapon, which scales off melee damage, which means that you can play with it much more easily, I'm sure. I think it's a lot more beginner friendly. And not even just that, it's not just for beginners. This is a guide, so I'm trying to offer a very safe and easy strategy, of course. But I promise you this is not necessarily just for noobs or beginners or something. The shuriken is actually very strong on Speedy. Like I've been saying, the bounce effect is incredible. You have a ton of melee damage to start. You can move extremely fast, so you actually want more range, because that means that you don't have to focus too much on staying close to enemies while also moving extremely fast. Because imagine you're moving this fast and you just have to circle around an enemy to hit it with a melee weapon, right? It's very annoying and a lot more like intensive, gameplay intensive, while not really being that rewarding. Luck is great, we can take that. And we got a tier 3 shuriken, very nice, we'll take that of course. Tentacle, crit chance, and damage percent, we're of course going to pick that up, and another shuriken too. Okay, this is going really well. We are on wave 8, and you can see we are dealing a really nice amount of damage already. And yeah, we do want to never stop moving. I will say that something you can get used to is just moving like this in a circular motion. So you're always holding down 1 or 2 movement keys, right? So here I'm just rotating through W, A, S, and D. Because I just walked into that because I'm trying to show the motion, of course. But yeah, you can just move like this in a motion, like a circular motion. But just basically make sure you don't ever like make like complete stops or anything. You want to always be moving at least a little bit. If you want to stay in place, you just do the circular motion. You can stay there. But this way you won't ever have that -100 armor, so you won't just randomly get hit for 20 damage and then just die out of nowhere. That would be tragic, right? That's the one issue. Okay, super easy. Let's go. HP regen is great. Crit chance is amazing, of course, we need that. I'm gonna go to pick that up, and the crit chance will make us safer over the shuriken, I think. And the tier 3, look, 71% chance to crit. So again, we only need 55% crit chance. We have 30% currently. So if we get that to 55, we will have crit cap on tier 4 shurikens. Also, sometimes you can leave this Diplocaulus enemy alive. It's the one I just killed there. Because it spawns eggs, and the eggs spawn slashers, and slashers give a lot of material, which is money and XP. But it's not really necessary to leave them alive, so you can always just kill them. Make your run easier, don't worry too much about, min-maxing everything as much as possible. Just focus on the things that actually matter for winning the run. Okay, and you can see we're killing things a little bit slowly, but it's mainly just because we don't have that crit cap yet, right? We're still missing the 100% crit chance, so we're not getting bounces every attack. A lot of our attacks are actually not bouncing currently. We really just want to have it. Once we get into the double-digit waves, we'd like to have that crit cap already, or really relatively close to it. Speed is great, max HP is amazing, some range is okay, we can take that, and more crit chance, great. Shuriken, another shuriken. Damage percent for attack speed. No. I mean, it's actually pretty good, to be fair. You know what? We'll take it. And then we also have a spyglass plus attack speed, but it's range damage, so it's unfortunate. Armor for speed, no thank you, of course not. Shuriken, melee damage and crit, that's what we want. Perfect. We're going to have an elite next wave already on wave 11. I think we should be able to kill any elite that we fight. The Shuriken and Speedy is definitely one of those characters where the better you get, the less likely it is that you ever lose. Because, well, his main thing is that he moves extremely quickly. So as long as you pick a ranged weapon, which you can use to kite enemies around, right? So if you have a boss, you can just keep running away from it. If you know all the boss mechanics and such, it'll become easier and easier for you to run away from them and dodge everything easily. And yeah, so if you're using Shuriken on Speedy, I'd say it's maybe high skill cap, but once you get there, it's, again, very easy to kill everything, to not really lose to any bosses or anything. Okay, perfect. Yeah, the only sad thing is we still don't have that 100% crit, so we are not getting all the bounces possible, which is why we're not killing everything. I'm gonna pick up as many materials as possible here. Okay, nice, I got most of them. Okay, let's see what we can get. 2 armor. You know what? Sure, we'll just take it. It'll make us a little safer. More armor is never really a bad thing, as long as you don't have ridiculous, like, overkill amounts. Yes, obviously 2 armor is perfectly fine. And you can see here, 85% crit chance on these shurikens now. So we just need 15% more crits, which would put us at 55%. You can see on the right, our crit is currently 40%, right there, 40%. So yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's see what elite we have. Oh, it's the giant isopod. Okay, so we want to make sure we're not standing still, and stay as far away out of his range as you can. And then you can just move in a way that lets you dodge the projectiles, like walk in between them. If you're at max range, you should not be struggling, right? You have so much attack speed, so much time to react if you're far away. You can even stand still in these cases. It's obviously a little dangerous, because you can end up taking double damage if you get hit. But just like this, right? I'm just walking in a circle. Super easy boss. He didn't touch us a single time. Yes, I'm used to the bosses a bit more, right? I played against him a lot, but that shouldn't really matter. Again, phase 1, if you're against a giant isopod, you just stand as far away as you can at all times. That's the whole point of the shuriken. We have so much range. Use your range, stay far away. Keep throwing the shurikens. Move out for a little bit if you have to. Play it safe, right? It's okay. If you take damage, just run away. Go pick up some fruits, heal up. And then, yeah. Phase 2, you can just... I'd say you have plenty of time to react. So I hope you wouldn't struggle with that. Okay, the Torture. This is actually pretty decent. The 15 HP is actually the main thing. In a 20 wave run, this is quite nice. We end up healing 5 HP per second, which is going to be much less than we would probably end up with if we get a lot of lifesteal. But the max HP makes it pretty good, so we're just going to go ahead and take it. Melee damage is okay. And let's see what else we can get. We don't want any of this. Shuriken is amazing, of course. More melee damage. Crit chance is really good, we need that. Another melee damage item. Shuriken and a giant's belt. Oh man, the giant's belt. So, the giant's belt deals percentage-based damage every time you get a critical hit on an enemy. Obviously that is insane with our weapon. Do we need it? No. Is it gonna be really funny when we one-shot the last boss in like 10 seconds? Yes, it is. It is. Okay? so if you get something like the giant's belt, I would say once you have your 55% crit and you upgrade all your shurikens, you just want as much attack speed as possible, actually. Because you can see the damage on our shurikens is not insane, right? Getting more damage percent is not really going to boost the damage that much compared to attack speed if you have a giant's belt. Okay? Because at this point, right, we're hitting for about, I think 65 with the tier 4 shuriken. That's not really that impressive. It is good, because it's, again, it's bouncing 4 times. So it's not just one time 65 damage, it's 5 instances of 65 damage. That is a lot of damage, okay? It's more than 300, right? We're dealing 330 per hit with this shuriken, the tier 4. We don't need that. We would like crit chance here. Okay, nice. We are level 15 here, so we actually always get a tier 3 upgrade from this. That's why it's tier 3. And yes, the giant's belt. Critical hits deal 10% of an enemy's current health as bonus damage. 1% for bosses and elites. So it's going to help us delete some bosses, basically. It's going to be pretty nice. We have 53% crit as well, so we're only 2% away from getting the crit cap. Okay, and again, this 55% number I keep mentioning for crit is only when we have tier 4 shurikens. For tier 3s, we're not thinking about those. We are assuming we're going to upgrade them. We really don't need any more crit after it gets to 55%. We will just upgrade the weapons, and they will all end up having 100% crit chance. You can also get some other really silly things in your run. Really good example that comes to mind immediately is the hunting trophy. Every time you get a kill with a critical hit, you have a chance to get bonus materials. That is absolutely broken on this character, because obviously you end up with 100% crit relatively early. or just with a lot of crit throughout your entire run, right? So as you're doing your run, you'll end up getting pretty much just 33% additional materials. It's not really one to one, but you can just think about it really simply. You get like 33% additional materials. It's kind of ridiculous. Or at least if you have one. If you get more than one hunting trophy, it can get to just having double material drops, right? Melee damage and attack speed are amazing. We don't care about dodge. Attack speed, perfect. Yes, exactly what we want. HP regen we'll take. Sure, why not? A shuriken. It's tier 1, but we will take it. Loot alien, and we immediately upgrade the shuriken. Nice. Also, HP regen, but we have the torture, so we can't get any healing. Otherwise, we would love to take this. Sad tomato. Snail is very nice. Reduces enemy move speed. We do lose some damage for it, but it's fine. I will actually take the bait. It's pretty cheap for 8% damage. I did say we don't really need damage percent, but that doesn't mean we want to skip it, especially if it's a really cheap item. We should still just take it. It's pretty good value. We're not going to spend too many materials on it. 60 materials is really cheap for that much damage percent. So, and where is our crit? Where are critical hits? We need to hit a big enemy so we can see how much we're actually dealing. You can see the range has gone up tremendously. I think one of our crits just dealt 98, or did I see 100 in there? Yeah, 108. So one of our crits actually dealt 108 damage to an enemy, and that is because of the Giant's Belt. So, really nice item for us, obviously. It's not doing that much here, because, well, these enemies are not very strong anyways. Oh, we got hit one time and we took so much damage, wow. I have to be a little careful still. We are actually killable, right? We don't have that much armor, and if we accidentally stand still, we end up taking pretty much double damage. Okay, nice. Huge amount of money. More damage percent turrets above 75% health. I don't actually think it's worth it. We don't have that much attack speed to begin with. We will take that crit chance, and now we are pretty much done getting crit. So melee damage is perfectly fine. Damage percent, more speed for range, amazing. A black flag. Plus 1 material when you kill a cursed enemy, plus 10% enemies, and plus enemy health and damage. That is still really good because we can get a lot more materials from taking that. Another beanie. Another shuriken. Well, actually, this one's tier 1. We're going to skip it for now. Yeah, it is wave 15, and we have 4 tier 4 shurikens and 2 that are not tier 4. So we're getting pretty close to getting all of our weapons completely maxed out. Tier 4. Once that happens, yeah, we're not really going to have to worry about much other than getting more stats to make sure we don't lose the run. So I'd say the safest thing you could do if you're in this position at this point, you would really just want to get actually a bit of armor. Like realistically, some armor will make your run a lot safer. Because you should be constantly moving, but at some points it's going to be, you're going to run into something. If you're constantly moving and you have to think like, oh, if I stand still I take double damage, then, you know, there's going to come a point where you're running and you just run into a projectile, you run into an enemy, something, slash, whatever, and having some armor is going to help negate some of that damage. So on that note, having some lifesteal would also be okay. Another good example of a stat we could use right now. Lifesteal would make sure we can heal back up if we do get hit. We don't want that. So yeah, 4 armor, perfect. And a hunting trophy, there we go. We found 1 hunting trophy. 33% chance to gain 1 material when killing an enemy with a critical hit. And all of our weapons have 100% crit chance. 100% on these, 104 on these. So very nice for us. Luck and dodge. 20 luck is a lot. It's still early enough that I don't feel too bad taking it. It's a little late, but it's okay. Well, we're still happy to take it. Bait and another clover. Okay, so we're going to end up with no lifesteal, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think getting that luck is actually pretty good still. And also dodge is not terrible. Dodge is another really good stat we could have. It's just that we didn't find much of it. And obviously, priorities 1 and 2 are 100% crit, or 55% crit, technically, and tier 4 shurikens. So, and then we also found the Giant's Belt, so we shifted our priority a little bit to get more attack speed. But it's still relatively the same. Which means dodge and actually a bit of armor would still be nice. At this point we do have some more armor since we took that 4 armor upgrade. Yeah, I mean this is just so easy at this point. The shuriken is definitely one of the stronger weapons in the game. I find it's similar to the slingshot, right? It's kind of weird. The slingshot does have a lot safer early game because you end up getting 15 max HP from the slingshot from the bonus. But on the other hand, this weapon, 60 range is okay. On the other hand, this weapon, the Shuriken, has much better scaling, I think. Like, it's kind of hard to say really, but the Shuriken does feel like a stronger weapon in my opinion. It also feels like it does more damage just because of the crit chance. It's so easy to get to max, especially in a 20 wave run, because crit tends to be difficult. Oh, and a cursed coupon, okay, and a defective steroid. Well, we have so much melee damage, 47 melee damage. I don't think we should take it actually, funnily enough. Well, 2 melee damage for 1 regen. No, no, we still shouldn't take it. We could take this. Attack speed, speed equals melee damage, and then some tank stats are all really good for us. So that is going to be nice, the potato. Also, think about how we have, if we only have 50% melee damage scaling on our weapon, and 1.5 times multiplier for crit damage. So we're hitting really hard. Yes, we do have the Giant's Belt, but it's not dealing that much, right? We're dealing or hitting for 100. Yeah, the base damage on these is 63. If it crits, it goes up by 50%, right? So we're pretty much dealing close to, or in the 90 range with every hit from our shurikens. Yet we only have 50% melee damage scaling. Imagine it was just 1-to-1, right? 100% melee damage scaling. We would be dealing almost just absurd amounts of damage at this point. We'd be dealing nearly 200 per hit, right? And then it'd be bouncing 4 times each. Again, that's why this weapon has, I'd say it's pretty bad scaling overall. Like the melee, like only 50% melee damage is pretty bad compared to a lot of weapons. But the bounces make it that much better, or that worthwhile, I guess. That worth using. Almost 800 materials, by the way. More attack speed is amazing, we need that. This, silver bullet, you know what, we'll take it too, I think it's fine. And there we go, all tier 4 shurikens. They have 0.45 attack speed and 68 damage per hit. That is amazing, good for us. Scope, we don't need that, of course. More range and a silver bullet. Oh, community support. I like that a lot. Okay, we can take that. Oh, we're against the Megalodon. Let's see how long this takes. So this guy is really easy as a Speedy, because you can just keep running behind him, and he can never do anything to you. Just run past him when he charges, and get behind him over and over. You have to be a little careful in this phase, of course, because the projectiles move out in a circle. But it shouldn't be difficult if you're against the Megalodon. And you saw how we handled the giant isopod. That's 2 of the elites that you can see us dealing with. Oh yeah, also, yesterday I did do a video on the ghost, and the day before on the farmer. I'd say the farmer video. Oh, also, yeah. If anyone watched my video yesterday, I mentioned there was a video where I killed the final bosses in like half a second, or like 0.7 seconds. I don't know the exact timing. It was very fast. It was less than a second, absolutely. So, it might have been like half a second boss kill. And I realized which video it was. It was my loud video, which I think I did 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was the loud. That's the one I got the super insanely fast boss kill on. That is definitely my fastest boss kill ever for weight 20. Oh, 20 melee damage is insane. Yeah, we can take that, of course. Community support. This max HP and melee damage, but we lose attack speed, so no thank you. We don't need the shuriken. Fish hook. Okay, this is pretty late, but we'll take it. Why not? Let's see if we can curse the shuriken, maybe. And more max HP, maybe? Sure, why not? Okay, but yeah, the insane video was on the loud, so you guys could watch it if you like. I had a, yeah, literally, it was like a 0.5 second time boss kill or something. It was insane. But then this week again, I played the farmer. Also, super fun run. I stacked up to more than like 2000% harvesting. So that was really enjoyable. So if you guys do like these videos, maybe you can go and watch those. I think those are 2 of my more favorite videos that I made in the past, like, or I guess in January. I don't remember what else I really made that I really liked in January. I like all my videos, I'd say. I definitely don't dislike my own videos, so I think that's a good thing, probably. But yeah, those videos, the farmer and the loud, I really recommend those if you guys want to watch more. Those videos have some crazy scaling, which is like my favorite thing, is having crazy scaling in a game. Oh, also the saver. Yeah, the saver. I loved my saver video too. It was the one where I went endless. It was super fun. Oh, we can recycle that. We don't need crit chance. Melee damage, sure. We'll just take it. We didn't curse the shuriken. It's okay. We don't want to lose any damage going into the final wave. We just want to get more. We can. And melee damage. I mean... Wait, changes your range and... Oh my god. Hello? Wait, guys, we can get 146 elemental damage. I mean, we have to do that surely, right? Can we even capitalize on that in some way? Can we get like an elemental weapon randomly? Otherwise, that was just silly, I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't need the range for anything. Ah, no elemental weapons. If I got an elemental weapon, I would have taken it. But we ended up with 156 elemental damage. Yeah, this is Wave 20. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can leave any comments or anything below. And then also, maybe leave a like and subscribe if you did like the video. I shouldn't have stood still there. I was talking. My fault. Make sure we keep moving so we don't get hit by the charges of the enemy. And then now we just focus on the heal. And that's it. Okay, super easy. That is the Speedy. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. That will be it for today and for the Speedy. So yeah, okay. Next time we will be playing the Entrepreneur. Also a very fun character. He is economy based. So I hope you guys can watch that. But that's it for today. So goodbye for now, okay? Goodbye.